Vande bodhmayam nityam gurum shankar rupinam yamashrito hi vakro api chandraha sarvatra vandyate. ज्ञानमय नित्य शंकर रूपी गुरु की मैं वंदना करती हूँ, जिनके आश्रित होने से भी टेढ़ा चंद्रमा भी सर्वत्र वंदित होता है. I worship Lord Shankar, the eternal preceptor who is all wisdom and resting on whose forehead the crescent moon, though crooked in shape, is universally worshipped. Innovative application of Vedic knowledge. As we know that Vedas are base for modern days discoveries, invention, theories, and all their concepts. The basis for any scientific discoveries and invention is to explore, observe, experiment, and interpret. The Vedas cover all the field of knowledge, both material and spiritual. As we know that architectural concept is has been taken from the Vedas, the medicines and the mathematical science, that is the Vedic mathematics, is taken from the Veda. The study of space and military related concepts, they are from the Vedas. Chemical sciences from the Vedic sources. Now moving on to the next slide, that is the Bhaskaracharya. He was one of the most prominent astronomer, the mathematician of the 12th century, and he is also considered as a great mathematician from the medieval era. He wrote Siddhant Shiromani at the age of 36 in 1150 AD. He also contributed to Surya Siddhanta, which was originally written by Aryabhatta, and the Bhaskaracharya gave the principle of gravity that was stated by Bhaskaracharya. Now moving on to Aryabhatta, as we know, the Aryabhatta was the father of Indian mathematics, and he was a renowned astronomer. And the most astronomical achievements are given by Aryabhatta: the correct interpretation of the apparent daily motion of the star, which he attributed to the rotation of the Earth around Earth about its axis, rather than the rotation of celestial sphere itself. The correct scientific interpretation of eclipse, the accurate determination of the duration of the sidereal day. He also consider, and we can say see the contribution of Aryabhatta to mathematics, that is the place value of 0, trigonometry, algebra, approximation of the value of pi, that is 3.1416, and intermediate equations. Contribution of Aryabhatta to astronomy, that is he gave the solar system motion, the sidereal periods, eclipse, heliocentrism, that is the sun is assumed to lie at or near a central point. Here are some pics from the net that I have pasted here, that heliocentrism, the revolution and the rotation of the earth on its own axis, that is taken from Rig Veda. And here it is taken from the heliocentrism theory. This is taken from Aryabhatta's book. Now moving on to next slide, that is Shivkar Babu Talpede. As we know that Shivkar Babu Talpede started his career by learning the Vedic scriptures. He studied the Viman Shastra by Maharishi Bharadwaj, and which has 8 chapters containing 3000 shlokas. He made the plane that and named it as Marut Sakha. Marut means air, Sakha means friend, the friend of wind. This name is given in Sanskrit. The Marut Sakha is supposed to have been inspired from Vimana, that is a flying vehicle. Here we can see some pics of the Vimanas made by Shivkar Babu Talpede. And we know that after the experiment, the Marut Sakha apparently was stored at the house of Shivkar Babuji Talpede until well after his death. Rishi Vagbhat, and we know that Rishi Vagbhat is the father of Ayurveda, Vagbhat, and he wrote 2 great treasuries, that is Ashtang Samgrah and Ashtang Hridayam. Vagbhat is famous for having presented Ayurveda in very simplest form, and he is the most influential writer, scientist, doctor, and advisor of Ayurveda. Rishi Shushruth, he is the father of Indian medicine and the father of plastic surgery. And he has described various reconstructive procedures for different type of defects. Like he wrote Shushruth Samhita. He described about 60 type of upkarn for treating of wounds, 120 surgical instrument, 300 surgical procedures, and classification of human surgeries in 8 categories. Maharshi Kanad, the father of atomic theory, and he was a founder of Vedic philosophy known as Vaisheshik. The the creation and the existence of the universe was explained by the school by proposing on the atomic theory, which was discovered by Maharshi Kanad 2600 years ago. He used invariance argument to determine the properties of the atoms, and the atomic theory he pointed that everything can be subdivided, and the subdivision after the time results in a creation of atom, that is Parmanu. Parmanu, it cannot be further divided. The atom is eternal, and it is the basis of various material science. It is invisible by naked eyes. Parmanu, which is today known as an atom, can have two states, that the state of motion and the absolute state, there is state of rest. Brahmagupta. Brahmagupta was the first mathematician to provide the formula of the area of cyclic quadrilateral. His contribution to geometry was significant. He was the first person to discuss the method of finding a cyclic quadrilateral with rational sideways. Property of zero was also founded by Brahmagupta. Rishi Patanjali. Rishi Patanjali, as we all know, there's a father of yoga, is Rishi Patanjali. He wrote Yoga Sutras, and it has 4 volumes, that is Physic Power, the practice of yoga, samadhi, and Kaivalya, that is moksha. Yoga Sutra of Patanjali is a collection of Sanskrit sutras, and it contains 195 sutras. Rishi Bodhayan. The Rishi Bodhayan is noted for containing several earlier mathematical results, and he has done research on circle, square, rectangle, triangle, and Pythagoras theorem. Here we can see the figure. The c square is equal to a square plus b square. And the chord which is traced across a square produces an area double the size of the original square. C square, here we can see and can again see the chord which is traced across a square produce an area double the size of the original square. Rishi Nagarjuna, he is the father of chemistry. Rishi Nagarjuna is considered one of the most important Buddhist philosopher, and he dedicated research for 12 years, produces leading discoveries and invention in the field of chemistry and metallurgy, and he wrote these 3 masterpieces. Management guru Chanakya, as we all know, the Chanakya is regarded as one of the most earliest known political thinker, economist, and kingmaker. He wrote 3 books: Arthashastra, Niti Shastra, and Chanakya Niti. And we all know that these Vedas were written, was not written by only the Pandit, but these are written by a great thinker, that is the Maharishis, and they practice these Vedas and sciences in their daily routine. The Vedas, they are the principal sources, and concluding it, the Vedas are the principal sources of knowledge, forming the basis of many of the scientific discoveries and inventions have been outlined. The significance of the presence of many of the concepts in the Vedas have also been discussed to highlight their relevance to the various fields of science, art, and craft. Now, concluding my points, Aryabhatta, the mathematician and astronomer, Shivakar Babu Talpere, who made the flying vehicle, Rishi Vagbhat, the father of Ayurveda, Maharshi Kanad, the founder of atomic theory, Rishi Shushruth, the father of surgery, Brahmagupta, who cyclic quadrilateral and property of zero was given by Brahmagupta, father of yoga, Maharshi Patanjali, and the great mathematician, Rishi Bodhayan, and the father of chemistry, Rishi Nagarjuna. And thanks to all of you, and thanks to Wave team.